again, everyone. We're back with another video. Today we're going to be discussing Game Week 11, going through all the fixtures, a bit of detail about what happened in the game, see if we can compare it to how we thought the game would go. So yeah, let's go from there.
Go from there straight in. What was the first fixture, mate?
Fulham against Manchester United. Now, from that side, you can probably tell that we're disappointed about what the actual end result was of that game.
Yeah.
Especially how it was looking for large parts of the game, 85, 90 minutes of the game. It was just like not a great watch in terms of quality.
Definitely not.
Intensity, there wasn't much of that really in the game. If anything, it was Fulham that were bringing that. Especially in the second half. Fulham had quite a few good chances in the second half. But again, you need to be clinical, because United have got them couple of players that, if they're given that moment and if they're given that chance to show their quality, their individual quality,
they'll show it.
Yeah. Which is exactly what happened. Bruno Fernandes scored a very good goal in the 91st minute, and in the end that was enough for United to get the win. Again, we keep saying it, United, like, without these individual moments of brilliance and someone stepping up and taking the ball by the horns, so to say, they ain't getting results otherwise.
No. But they've been like this though.
Yeah,
been like this. Someone has always saving United, innit? Like it's been that way for the last, since Sir Alex has not been there, innit? They've always had one geezer that's popped up now and again.
Yeah,
I can go all the way back to Januzaj of Donut.
Weirdly, performance-wise, I think there's been better performances and team togetherness with, like, in the Oli era, honestly.
It looks like the Oli era, isn't it, really, now?
They look worse than the Oli era. Honestly, it looks worse than the Oli era, in my opinion. Like, the team, even if you look at the team individually, it's like, is this a United team anymore? Or is this like an Everton team that, you know, because Everton and just United give them their off-cuts of players or whatever, so. But, yeah, United are a strange team. But again, I don't mind that result, because that keeps Ten Hag in his job for another week. And long may it continue, honestly. I mean, you're going to get... It doesn't matter. You can win these games. You're expected to win these games.
Win those games.
You still scrape past them by the skin of your teeth.
Shouldn't be that hard.
It shouldn't be this hard, but they make it look so hard. Yeah. But then when you go and play decent teams, they just get battered anyway. So it doesn't really matter to me.
They get battered.
United are not a threat. They're not a team I'm worried about one bit, honestly, this season.
Nah. Because
I just think... Yeah, you can keep winning these games like you're expected to. You should be winning these. In fact, way more clear.
Way more
winning these games.
Definitely way more.
But as soon as you come up against a decent team that is structured and can finish and will take their chances, you're just gonna get run over, man. Because they're so open at the back. They leave so many chances for other teams to have. It's just whether they take them or not, innit? And Fulham is that type of team. Is kind of like.
They had, the thing is with Fulham, like we were saying before, there's like, they have good attacks in it, but then it's just that final blow in it, they're just struggling with it. And if they would have finished off a few chances, they still could have beat United.
The amount of time Willian had it on that left side, and he was in the penalty area with so much time, and I'm just like, do something. Do something, please. What's happening here? It's like he's waiting because they're just as slow. I don't know, like, is he giving them a chance to catch up? I didn't understand.
No. But we did not get close to this one.
No, you did. Well, I said
you said more goals,
was 1-0. I said 2-2. I thought it would be a draw. It wasn't far off that. Not a 2-2, but a draw. And then Connor, you said 2-1 to Man United. So you basically got the score correct in a way.
I got the result right, yeah, but I thought United would score more, and I thought Fulham would grab one at home. But
I mean, both teams could have, to be completely honest with you, it could have been a much higher scoring game, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it just wasn't.
Strange
the
finishing. Very strange finishing. Enough. The less said about that, the better, to be honest with you. So we'll move straight on to Brentford against West Ham.
Great game.
It was one of the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday.
Game. Loads of goals.
Brentford were at home. And honestly, I thought the way that this game started, especially after the first half, that my prediction was dead in the water, to be honest. I just thought, this is another game where West Ham have been poor the week before and they're just going to go and be brilliant the next week. It's just what they're doing. They're a very strange outfit. So Brentford took the lead early. West Ham got 2 back before half time, so they went into half time with a 2-1 lead. Kudus with a good goal, and Bowen as
Yeah,
well.
swingers there, yeah.
Who's now a record breaker, apparently, or a record holder.
For what?
For the most away goals in consecutive Premier League games. I think it's 6 now or something like that.
Wow. It's a good stat.
So, yeah, Bowen's doing his thing, away from home and at home, to be fair to him.
That's a good stat, that one.
But yeah, so I thought at half-time, West Ham were just going to kind of take the game away from Brentford.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Brentford showed that these teams they're very close.
Yeah.
Quite in quality. Close in proximity as well. It's not too far, East London, West London.
Definitely.
And they just turn it around.
They did. Well, it's like when you're seeing games like this, where it kind of like in the Premier League, we're kind of used to it, where both teams are really good, and then one team ends up pinning back the other for 5 minutes, and then you think they're going to score, but they don't, and then it goes to the other team and it swings. It's like a pendulum, basically. This game just swung every 10 minutes, and if you had your chance and you finished it, you'd be in, mate.
100%. It could have easily been the same score as the first half and ended up 3-3.
Yeah.
It's just
could have been 3-2 West Ham.
That's it. West Ham didn't get their goal in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
And they gave one to him because Mavropanos scored an own goal.
Yes.
So they gave one to him.
He had a bit of a mare. He got a yellow card 7 minutes later.
What can you do?
Understandable sometimes when you do that type of thing.
Head loss, isn't it?
Yeah,
but no, great game of football. That one again. We got the result, but nowhere near.
We both did believe Brentford would win.
Yeah.
Which, like we said before, was at risk at half time.
Mm-hmm.
But they did turn it around 3-2. I said 2-1. You said 1-0. So again, we've got the difference in goals correct between the teams.
Definitely.
The 1 goal difference between the teams, but not quite the score.
Not quite the score.
But you're still 2-2.
Yeah,
you're still 2 out of 2 for results in the first 2 games. But yeah, Brentford, West Ham, 2 similar teams probably in similar places. Brentford for me look more together. They look like they know each other's jobs more than what West Ham do. But West Ham have had a few more new players come into the team, so that's kind of understandable.
Kudos is good. I do like.
Yeah, the new players. I do like Kudos. I do like the few of the new players they got. Alvarez.
Yeah.
He didn't play that game. But yeah, things can change for us. The Premier League's so weird, and things change around so quickly.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be surprised if West Ham, when they're playing Brentford at home, I wouldn't be surprised if they win.
3-2.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, the Premier League's cool. That's what happens.
But anyway, moving on to the next game. Another 3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. Burnley against Crystal Palace. Now,
did we go with Burnley this week or did we not?
I took last week. I bite the bullet.
Yeah.
Just said okay. I've gone with Burnley this week, and you let me down. So I'm not taking that chance again. And I think I said in the preview to this that I don't think they've got enough against Palace.
Well, I think I said 0-0 for this. I did
say 0-0.
I thought they'd both bottle it.
I said Palace 2-1. I thought that maybe Burnley might nick a goal from somewhere. But the game ended up 2-0 to Palace.
Mate, Vincent Kompany is going to get relegated playing this football every week. It's going to get relegated.
Honestly, yeah.
You can't play this way with these bunch of players and just... I always thought, a load of people I've heard as well, online and in the media... They're all kind of backing Vincent, it's going to click, it's going to click. And I'm thinking, it's not now, man. It's too many games.
Yeah, I don't think it is going to click.
It's not.
To be honest with you.
They haven't got a strong, their team's good in it, but they ain't got that solid geezer somewhere. They haven't got the solid guy, they haven't got them.
We've been saying it, man. The Premier League experience is just lacking from this team completely.
Mm-hmm.
And the Premier League experience that they have got in players like Brownhill, Jay Rodriguez, Charlie Taylor, they're kind of on the way out in their careers.
Mm-hmm.
And they were never really, this is no offence to them individual, but they were never really top or even mid-level Premier League players, really.
No.
They played for Burnley, who most of the time were fighting for relegation, which is obviously, again, the same thing. But they haven't got that kind of... I feel like Kompany, it wouldn't surprise me if Kompany goes in January and he tries to get a few free transfers here and there, or ex-Premier League players or current Premier League players that you can spring into the team and just stiffen it up. Because we've been saying that this young team that they're putting out, they're trying to mix it with experience, but it's just not working. I don't think the experience is good enough.
No, the thing is, when you're looking at that game from an outsider, just like a neutral that's not a fan of both teams, you're looking at it and you're thinking, Palace are getting yellows in spots that they need to get yellows. Like, defenders are getting yellows because you're going through on goal. Not one Burnley player's taken a yellow.
It's a very good
So you
point,
just let them score.
Yeah.
You have to foul people, and this is top level football.
It's true.
If someone's going through on goal and they're like bearing down on your keeper, but you can get away with not getting a red card, you take the yellow because it stops the goal.
Honestly, yeah. No,
I
completely agree.
There's not enough, like you say, there's not enough experience in that team to take that. But Charlie Taylor should be getting a yellow card every weekend. Every weekend should be taking out the wingers.
The midfielders definitely should at least. But you're seeing it, like you're right, to be honest. Like Edard's even getting a yellow.
Yeah,
he got a yellow in the first half.
front.
So he's he's putting pressure on the defenders. Too much pressure. They're obviously the ref didn't like the amount of pressure probably. Gets a yellow card. But he could have potentially, I don't actually remember the incident whatsoever, but it could have been where his defender got past him. It had opened up on one side or the other side where the defender could have played a key through ball, and he's just said, nah, none of that today, lads. It's early on in the game, I'll take this yellow.
Take a yellow. The thing is, you have to have that experience to do that, because football, like all these pundits and everyone, they like to make football seem hard, innit? Football's not hard. If you've got 11 players on the pitch that know where each other's going to be, you're going to smash teams. Like Newcastle's team on paper is not beating PSG's team, and it smashed them off the pitch because they played as a unit. Like Newcastle's team against us, great unit. No one's really stand out individually, but great unit, and they have to
willing to die for each other.
That's it.
Then and in that die for each other in football terms is getting yourself sent off and stuff, basically, innit?
Sending off.
Great situations.
Getting a yellow when you shouldn't need to.
Flying into tackles where you could get hurt, but you might save the day, like that type of thing, innit?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Just be willing to die for. If you play right midfield, be willing to die for your right back, for your centre mids, because that's who's in your triangle area, sort of thing.
Exactly.
Which is kind of looks like what has happened, like I said, with the yellow cards. Ayu's got one, Lerma's got one from midfield. Both the centre backs have ended up on one.
That's what I mean, because they've stopped them scoring.
Yeah.
And even if people are saying, oh, the fouls happen at the halfway line or the fouls not happen near their goal, it takes 1 or 2 passes in football to be on at the goal. Yeah. People try to overcomplicate it.
And that's where Palace's experience comes through.
100%.
They're thinking, we're in trouble here, I've got to take this.
100%.
This could be a goal, I've got to take this now. Because the game's tight. I mean, it ended up 2-0, and it was only 2-0 because of a 94th minute goal from Palace. So it was 1-0 from the 20th minute. So for 70 minutes of the game, it's 1-0. Which in the Premier League that's a scary scoreline to have against any team.
Definitely.
Against any team, it's a scary scoreline. You don't want that. No. But yeah, again, Palace showing their experience. I said 2-1. Just missed the boat.
Before we move on to the next one, I'd like to say Roy Hodgson, fair play, because if that was my man Pat Vieira, you lot would have drawn 2-2, because he would have tried to stick on more strikers, or he would have took off the strikers and put more centre backs on. But Roy Hodgson knows how to win a game of football, mate. He's
experienced. Very experienced at every level and at the highest levels.
And he's probably looking at this Burnley fixture and he's thinking, Vincent, you're going to play the same way. 3 points. 3 points, lads. We're taking 3 points.
I don't think would know too much about Hodgson. They probably think he's a dinosaur. But
no, he's
very successul manager. Very successful. All around the world as well.
Good manager.
Clubs you would have never expected him to manage. Inter Milan.
Good manager.
One of the national teams, Denmark, I think it was. I think he won the Euros actually. So you know what I'm saying? Weird.
Good manager, man.
Good manager. But yeah, big up Boy, man.
Big up Boy. Boy's a legend. I do like Boy.
But yeah, Burnley.
Yeah, they're going down, innit?
I don't know, man.
They're going down.
They're going down. I can't really see a way out for them at this point. You need to be nicking points in these type of games, especially at home. Like the home form is. Everyone says it every year. The home form for newly promoted teams, and for every team, to be honest, but especially newly promoted teams, because you need the points.
Yeah.
You need your home form to be good, man.
Yeah, you have to. 100%. You need to be nicking
results.
100%.
And they're not doing it. And instead of drawing and getting a point, they're conceding another goal, which is unfortunate. Which they probably are pushing for the equalizer, but again, they haven't managed to get there.
Yeah. And they're all getting in their heads as well, because yellow cards and that is more like when you're arguing with the other player in it and getting onto them and getting in their head.
Maybe.
So
Palace just maybe wanted it more, to be honest with you.
Scoreline shows
they were willing to take the consequences of wanting it more as well.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, moving on. another 3 o'clock kickoff, which we went very, very incorrect. Everton at home against Brighton.
This is a bad run of fixtures for us.
It is. It's not been
a bad run of fixtures. This. So what did you go 4-1 or 3-1? And I said
4-1. You said 3-1.
Again, the Premier League, weird place. Like Brighton didn't even score their goal. Everton scored it for them.
Yeah.
Like, how has Brighton not scored against Everton? One of the, in my opinion, one of the worst clubs when anything to do with form, possession, stats, XG, anything. They're dead.
I don't think you're gonna believe this though.
Bro, I know exactly. I was looking at I couldn't believe the possession stats of this game, my friend.
I thought this was just like for a period. This is the whole game.
No, this is
Everton have 20% possession.
Yes.
Brighton have 80% possession.
There's only a certain
80% possession.
Not only are we looking at it from the Everton side, but from the Brighton side, there's only a certain amount of time that you can go with 20% possession and get a point in the Prem. And likewise for Brighton, there's only a certain amount of time you can get 80% and not get 3 points.
And not win.
How?
It's outrageous, honestly.
And they didn't even score. It was own goal. Obviously, they've applied the pressure, scored their own goal, fair enough, but come on, man. This is Brighton. Yeah. I thought they were going to smash them.
Yeah, Brighton, but again, Brighton are a weird team.
Good point for Everton, though.
Very good point for Everton. They just need points on the board.
And I don't mind Mikalenko. He looks like an alright geezer. He puts effort in.
He does put effort in. He's a dirty bastard. But
he is.
That's what you need to be as a fullback sometimes.
You have to.
You know, if unfortunately, you need to put your pride aside. If your winger's going to rinse you all day long, you have to clamp him first 5 minutes. Clamp him first 5 minutes. Let him know that if you do that again, and if you get away with it, by the way, if you get away with not getting a yellow card, that's very key.
That's brilliant.
Then you can do it again. Then he's going to be like, you know what, I'm going to cut inside this time and play off to someone else because
I'm not getting kicked again.
I don't fancy you getting clamped this early on in the game. So it kind of puts a bit of doubt in the attacker's mind. Mm-hmm. So I don't mind that at all, like you're saying, And he got the goal. He got the goal in the 7th minute, which could have easily been the winner, the way that Brighton were playing, because, you know, for all that possession.
Oh, mate.
They've had 7 shots? 2 on target.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
2 on target, 80% possession. What were they doing with the ball? Were they keeping it in their own half, like playing it from keeper to goal to centre back?
It was horrible.
Getting their passing stats up. What are you doing with 80% possession and having 2 shots?
It was horrible. Pass, and the attack will break down.
Everton do set up like that, where it's kind of difficult even sometimes to get shots off. But you need to be shooting from long range or trying something different. You can't just be trying to get them in their box, because majority of the time they're happy to camp. They're happy to put 8 players in the box.
100%. And they're decent at defenders as well.
Yes, they are. They can keep you out for a long period of time.
Decent.
They can. Daesh, he knows how to do that. That's for sure.
Well, they showed it until their own player, Ashley Young.
Which again it can happen. It's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. I don't think anyone will be blaming Young. I don't think Daesh will be disappointed with that whatsoever.
That's a great point.
You've drawn the game, and only because you conceded an own goal with a team that had 80% possession. That just don't make no sense.
Geez, not only did they have 20% possession, they had more shots on target. How has that happened? How?
They had 15 fouls to 5 fouls.
I'm telling you, you have to foul these. This is the top level.
And you got to foul in the right areas as well.
Exactly.
Stupid.
You have to break down play. This is why Man City are where Man City are, because Rodri does what he does.
And he gets away with it majority of the time.
That's it. You have to foul, man. I don't like seeing it because it breaks up attacking it. But if I'm on my team and we're defending, foul him, geez. I don't want him near the goal.
Not enough people are willing to take them yellow cards because the manager's going to take them off because they're a risk for a red card. You have to be more of a team player, man.
Oh, imagine
because
this.
Because games can be won in one moment.
Geez, imagine this. Granit Xhaka to Burnley. That geezer will be solid. He'll be getting yellows every week.
They can't afford it, man.
No, they should let him do it free, because that would be great fun to have Granit Xhaka back in the Prem,
man.
Can run his betting scam again, innit? Yellow card every week for Granit.
Maybe, yeah. I wonder how he's doing that in Germany, to be fair.
Yeah, he's definitely doing it. He scored a few goals as well, to be fair to him.
I haven't kept an eye on Xhaka.
But, the thing is, Everton, great point. Great point
Brilliant.
for them against Brighton. But Brighton, you've got to be doing better.
Brighton's shocking, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Because 80% possession, I'm sorry, but what are you doing? What was you doing with the ball? Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's weird game. What's the next one, mate?
the next game, where are we? Next game. So yeah, well, we got that very wrong. Very wrong.
Very wrong.
4-1 I said, you said 3-1, and it ended up 1-1. Yeah, so cheers, Brighton, you bunch of mugs.
Yeah.
Can't finish your dinner, they can't. But then next week they'll go and beat someone 6-0, man. Stupid team. Anyway, moving on to a team that can actually beat someone 6-0.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
and nearly did.
Whoa.
Man City at home against Bournemouth. I went with a 5-0.
Yeah, which is this.
My goal difference was correct.
Yeah.
It was 6-1. You said 3-1.
I said 3-1.
So you underplayed them a bit there.
I underplayed them because I thought.
Or downplayed, sorry, whatever.
I underestimated all those words, all of the above basically. Yeah. But I just thought they'd go 2-0 up at half time. Bournemouth might nick one back, and then they'll grab another one just to be like, lads, you're not coming back, you know. But they just did. You were right, actually. On our preview of this game, you said it will be 3-0 City by half time. You basically said it will be my scoreline at half time.
Oh, yeah.
And it was 3-0 at half time.
Yeah,
that was perfect prediction. And then I think, if I'm not wrong, was it not Lerma who scored their goal? Sinistera, that's it. So
it was 4-0 by that point.
Consolation goal. City know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't really see any points being taken off it, did we? That was kind of the main.
I will say one thing. I will say, because obviously we're not very hot on City at all, but you have to give the man his props when he deserves it. Jeremy Doku.
What a player.
Jeremy Doku. 1 goal, 5 assists, was it? 4
more,
assists?
Didn't he score more than 1 goal? Did he get 1 goal?
1, and he's got one there. He got the first goal, then he assisted
again,
the second,
again,
and the third, and the fourth,
and the
fifth, and then did he? No, I think he stayed on. Yeah,
5 assists, mate.
4 assists and a goal from 5 goals. He's been involved in every single goal up until the 88th minute.
Legend.
What 4 assists and a goal. If you had Doku in your fantasy team, if you do fantasy, you must have been buzzing, man.
Buzzing. They should have had player cam on him.
How's Man City have scored 6 goals, but Haaland hasn't scored 1? I mean, yeah, he got subbed at half time, but they scored 3 goals at half time and he didn't score 1.
It's one of those games though, isn't it? Bournemouth is like, yeah, you could pick them off and get the 1 or 2 goal win in the air, but if you really wanted to play ball in it, this is what happens. 6-1 happens when you play ball on the floor.
I think Bournemouth would have been putting too much onus on stopping Haaland.
Exactly.
Which is not. I don't think you need to stop Haaland.
No, you don't.
It's the players around him. It's the players around him getting the ball to Haaland. Yeah. Haaland can't do much. Without the ball.
Exactly.
He's not that type of player.
We've seen it as well.
We've seen it. He's not that type of player. He needs people to feed him. He needs it. And yeah, they've learnt that lesson today, boy. Jesus Christ.
Highest scoring striker probably in the world. They've won 6-1 and they've not even need him to score.
They don't need him to score. They've got 2 defenders have scored. Bernardo Silva's got 2. Doku's got 1, and they brought on.
I think Grealish got 1, didn't he? Foden got 1, innit? Philly got 1.
Philly got 1 as well. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So they're just getting goals from all over the pitch. It's just easy for Man City at the minute. This is why I hate Man City.
It is too easy.
I love to see it because of the quality and the way that Man City play, and it's just so dominant. So dominant. Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, it's a joke.
But obviously, you've paid the way to get there. Say it as it is. But yeah, you still have to respect it, man. The players have to go out on the pitch and do their thing.
Oh, definitely.
And City keep signing players that are hungry.
Yeah.
You could be signing players 60, 70 million that don't have the right attitude. We know a club that does it, don't we?
No, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
We spoke about them at the start of this.
But the money that City have, like, they've been super smart in it because they're not, I'll say it, they're not a United, because if United would have had the City money, United would have went for Neymar, they would have went for Mbappe, they would have went for all these players, and they might not have done well for them.
Yeah.
None of us know who these geezers are, and they're doing 10 out of 10 performance on the weekend, getting 4 assists and 1 goal. Who was Jeremy Doku before Man City?
I remember though, he played a flip. I think he played for Anderlecht.
But if you're not like if you're not like a football fan in it, and you're looking around the world, you ain't gonna have a clue who these players are, and they're brilliant. Yeah, they're brilliant, man. Brilliant players.
City just keep doing the right things. They keep ticking over. Again, I basically predicted that this would happen. Yeah, it's not a surprise that they've scored 6 in the end.
No.
And to be honest with you, they can do it to nearly every team in the Premier League on their day.
Yeah.
And if you have an off day, they'll just destroy you, man. And they don't care about going. This is what annoys me sometimes with teams. Yeah, you see it. How often do you see it, Cons? A team goes 3-0 up. The game ends 4-0 or 3-1 or 3-0.
They don't go and
it's
get
like,
more goals.
There's no killer instinct there. You don't want to. Is it because your mates play for the other team or something? You don't want them to feel.
No.
Forget about all that, man. You're all earning how much money. Go and batter these teams.
Yeah, batter them.
And City always have that killer instinct, no matter how long is left in the game.
Good club.
So yeah, fair play.
6-1, man.
But yeah, moving on. Sheffield United against Wolves.
Another one
game where we've had a bit of a stinker.
We got wrong, but it was only because in the last minute they nicked it.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what though? Fair play, Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Great 3 points.
Yeah.
Because we didn't give you any chance.
Do you know what? Sheffield United are a bit of a difference to Burnley. They've been getting. Well, they've had good performances at home. Remember City, they just lost in like the 95th minute.
Mate,
so they were nearly 2 minutes away from a point against City at home. They are putting in some very good performances at their home ground, and that type of thing gives you more of a chance than staying up than Burnley, for me.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they will, obviously. No offence to Sheffield United. But their home form and their performances that they're putting in front of their home fans is very good. It gives them some hope, which is all you need. Sometimes.
Yeah, first half was like very much played in the midfield. Second half started to open up a bit, which is why Cameron Archer scored.
Yeah.
And then that's why they scored as well, because it was opening up from their end as well.
A special mention last week as well.
We did say Cameron Archer's very good, and he's got a goal, which is decent. And then Wolves.
But again, they were unlucky to be in the position of drawing, because 89th minute is when Wolves got their equalizer. So, again, Sheffield United were close to winning that game in 90 minutes.
Yep.
It needed, obviously, the additional time,
which
has helped them. They've got a 100th minute penalty, which, again, big pressure. And fair play to Ollie Norwood.
Premier League player.
He's a
quality.
Yeah, he's played in there.
He'll score that for you.
Yep. Takes it, and can you imagine if he misses that? And you don't get 3 points?
Oh, yeah. But you'll be fuming. But they're like, aren't they now like
raging?
I would say they got way more points than Burnley, or where they in comparison to Burnley?
Same sort of stuff. I think they're 20th actually.
Are they bottom?
Yeah,
they got the same points.
They got the same points as Burnley. They got 2 less goals. Yeah, they're 2 worse in goal difference. But again, so without that win.
Yeah,
they're on 1 point.
Yeah, it's long.
Or 2 if they would have got the draw again.
You
know what I'm saying? So that's massive for them. And another win or something, and they're out of look at the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th.
Yeah,
6-6, 4-4.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So one of them teams can get saved. Who do you, or just a random, out of them 4, who's getting saved? So it's Luton in 17th with 6, Bournemouth in 18th with 6, Burnley in 19th with 4, and Sheffield United in 20th with 4.
The thing is, the only reason I picked this team is because they've been in the Prem for a while, and they do perform well against other teams near them at home. So the only team I would say that would stay up is Bournemouth, to be honest with you. But it's all dependent on how those other 3 teams do at home.
Yeah.
Like, we're about to discuss a game in a sec where a team that should have got nothing has got a very, very good result in that positions, in those positions. So it just depends how you do at home.
But yeah, fair play Sheffield United. Big penalty, taking your chance. You need it, man. You need it.
Yeah, you need the points. I wouldn't mind any of them staying up. I have no issue with any of those clubs.
To be honest, Burnley are a different team to what they used to be. So yeah, it doesn't. If Everton can get down in there, that'd be brilliant. Wishful thinking because of how bad the other
Chelsea's
teams are.
not too far away. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. But moving on, massive game, 5:30 kickoff. Newcastle against Arsenal. We were both quite split about how we thought the game would go. I know you said draw, you said 2-2. I said you lot would win 2-1. I think I said they would be winning.
And we would come back.
And you would come back. I think they wouldn't shut out the game and you would come back. Which, when we was watching the game, I was thinking, I might be bang on here, you know?
Yeah.
Because they were doing the same thing.
They were.
They weren't trying to kill off the game. They weren't taking the chances they had in the second half to kill off the game. And it was like, I was just thinking, I'm just waiting for Arsenal to get a little lucky pen or something to just make it 1-1, and then who knows what happens if there's a lot of extra time.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. The thing is with that game, like, there's a lot of talking points. There's a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will stand by, and I don't care what Arsenal fans say to me, Mikel Arteta is not the man for the job, innit? And there's a reason for this, innit? There's a big reason for this, innit? Because you do not come out as a manager, and start getting on to the officials and all the other board and calling the Premier League not the best league in the world when your club hasn't even scored. We didn't score. What are you going to get the points for?
It's true.
0-0, what's that? A point? I don't want a point.
Yeah.
I want 3 points. We're a winning club.
Yeah.
And you're all moaning about Newcastle getting a dodgy goal. Why didn't we score 2 goals when they scored 1? Yeah. I don't care about Arteta, man. I don't like him.
If it was 1-1,
yeah, fair play.
then he could have been like, this is a disgrace. We could have won this game.
No, man.
Understandable. Even though, in my opinion, Gabriel... He got caught under the ball in that situation.
Yeah, he did, yeah. You could have given it as a foul.
He was already doing that arching back thing to try and flick it back. Like, people were saying that's Joelinton's hand. It's not his hand.
No, he's moving his own body.
He's already doing that to try and flick it over his head.
But forget all the controversy in it.
Not
we did Sporkies. Oh, against Havertz?
Yeah,
no
red card, no chance. It looked so much worse.
Oh, it looked so
immediately.
Bad. Yeah.
And then do you know what? This is one of the first times actually when you slow a tackle down where you're like, okay, this is...
Yeah, it's normal. Yeah, because the Curtis Jones
one... right foot went in first, didn't it? He went with his right foot, missed him completely.
Kind of hit him with his fire knee, sort
of. And then I think it was like the
follow through.
The left foot when you slide through took away his leg.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah.
The left
it
foot,
wasn't the first.
There was no exactly all the impacts is Havertz is trying to do is on the right foot. Yeah. His left foot is there just like as a sweep, basically.
Dangling. Yeah.
So he's not hurting there at all.
No, impossible. And he's gone down like a sack of spuds, man. He knows what he's doing.
Havertz, oh my gosh, it was brilliant because he got into 3 players' head and got 3 players carded all in one go.
All in one go, mate. They're all asking for him to be voted. Brilliant.
You could. Well, any one of them could have got sent off if anything could have happened, like just a late challenge or something like that. Yeah. You nick it round the corner. So
but
he's managed to rattle 3 players to get them yellow cards.
100%. But there's the difference,
in my opinion, a weak tackle.
There's the difference between Newcastle and us, innit? They're playing together as a unit, as a team, and honestly, Jorginho, Kai Havertz, they break all of our play down in it. When I saw Jorginho and Kai Havertz in that midfield, I felt, not only did I feel sorry for Declan Rice, but I don't feel sorry for him because he's on like 300 grand a week, so I don't care about him. But at the same time, I'm seeing Declan Rice and I'm thinking, they're not going to help you. This is a one-man midfield.
Yeah, it is. He's doing it all at the minute.
Mate, we could not do it. Like, I was looking at the midfield and I was like, where are we? Like, forward, defence, where is the midfield? They ain't no... Kai Havertz, Jorginho, Benny White, all these players are passengers.
Yeah.
Passengers. And you can't keep picking them.
Yeah.
You can't keep picking them, man.
I agree.
We could lose against these good teams because they got good, strong units.
I mean, I think the Arteta thing, I think he's doing a bit of a clock in terms of he's putting taking all the attention away from the game and the performance because again,
performance dead,
lackluster performance,
dead,
which has happened how many times?
And we've got away with it.
So I think he's trying to deflect any criticism off the players and taking all the attention on himself. Yeah. Did you hear what Arteta said after the game?
Yeah.
Did you hear what Arteta? It's not really about the performance that Arsenal put in, which wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
It's about what the comments Arteta made after the game.
Yeah.
So, I think it's smart from him, in my opinion. People can say what they want about it, but some managers do that on purpose because they don't want the media to be just onto the players.
That's fine. That's fine.
I don't mind that, to be honest.
That's fine if the players are backing it up in it. But for me, that game, that team selection, the subs, nothing worked in it. And I told you, Eddie Howe will get the better of him.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
He's a better manager.
I said you'd win 2-1. You said 2-2, and it was 1-0 Newcastle in the end. So
didn't even score, mate.
Didn't even score. Not the greatest weekend for Arsenal. Lost the unbeaten record. No invincibles.
No, but that's never happened.
So Arsenal needs to start picking it up performance-wise.
100%.
I mean, some of the players like Saka just looks knackered.
Mate, he looks so tired.
So tired. Like he doesn't even take his fullback on anymore.
Never. Not once.
With all due respect, you're playing against Dan Burn.
Dan Burn, geez.
Dan Burn has to be one of the slowest left backs. I don't even. Why he plays left back is beyond me. He does a decent job. It turns out like every game he actually does a decent job.
He does right. He scores.
But like when you start the game, just thinking you're playing Dan Burn against Saka or you're playing Dan Burn against Salah. I'm just like, alright.
And he still ends up being alright.
Literally, he does alright in the game. But I'm just like, he's one of the slowest fullbacks without a doubt. So you've got to be exploiting the space in behind.
Get him on a yellow early. Get him on a yellow early.
He should have been. That's one thing. He was making 2 or 3 fouls.
A lot of fouls on Saka.
Very early.
But Saka does get kicked all over the pitch though.
And it doesn't normally. The players don't get
away with it.
Yeah, they normally get away with it. The fullbacks that he's playing against.
Yeah, but no, you're right, 100%.
But he's not doing enough. He's not exploiting that space in behind.
He's not.
I'm not seeing nowhere near enough from Saka, and the only thing I can put it down to is he's knackered. Because he's been the key player, and you've put so much pressure on like a, how old is he? 22, 23?
Is that 20? He just turned 21, I think.
21. And a 21-year-old who's played like 80 odd Premier League games in a row or something ridiculous like that.
We need better players around him playing well as well.
Because he can't do it every week, unfortunately.
No.
So you need other players to step up.
100%.
And if you've got Kai Havertz as one of them players, I don't think it's going to work.
No. And the only reason why it didn't end up... 1-0 flattered us because our midfield should have conceded way more than that. Declan Rice is playing there for everyone, innit? Yeah. And he's broke up so many attacks in that game. It could have been 2 or 3 in it, easily. Yeah.
Another very good performance from Declan, to be honest.
Yeah.
Doing what and again, he's having to be the one from midfield, carrying it into the box.
Do you get it? It's not making sense. He's defending and attacking. We need better players.
Havertz is useless, man. I'm saying it now. Havertz, if you can get rid of him in January, honestly, get rid of him. I swear mate,
give him away to another Premier League club for free because you'll ruin their season.
I'm not joking. He's
dead, man.
You look at him and body language,
everything. He's not my player, man. It's not my player.
Honestly, it upsets me watching him play for Arsenal.
You know, we used to get onto Xhaka, innit? Because of how many yellows he got. Yeah. But you can see in his face there's passion, bro. There's passion.
People who know me will know that Xhaka is one of my least favourite players, probably of all time, to be honest with you. Because of the way some Arsenal fans talk about him after a good 6 months, when he was terrible for 6 years.
Oh, mate.
But anyway, I would take Xhaka every single day of the week over Kai Havertz.
100%.
Because he gives a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
He actually tries.
Yeah.
He tries, not very good all the time, but he tries.
He done alright for us last year, innit? Fair play to him. Yeah. And that's why the Arsenal fans are buzzing it, because he finally done something. But for me, we know
when you actually win games and the whole team is better.
Yeah, everyone's buzzing.
Gets forgotten.
Yeah, everyone's buzzing.
If you're bad, you get forgotten. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on. Hopefully, again, Arsenal pick it up next week.
Got to.
They've got Champions League in midweek, so
they do. We've got an easier game at the weekend as well, so it should be fine.
We'll be looking forward to that as well. We'll be previewing that.
Definitely.
But yeah, that was the Saturday kickoffs. Moving on to Sunday, another game. We're just miles off it, to be honest.
Oh, this week we were horrible.
Miles off it.
Bad week for us.
Not great read all round. We probably got the games right that everyone probably would have got right.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2:00 kickoff. Forest against Villa. Nottingham Forest were at home. I said 4-2 to Villa.
I said that. My one's even better, mate. Tell them my one. No, you tell them.
I said 4-2. Godzilla said 6-1 to Villa.
6.
Which, again, you couldn't be too mad at that prediction with the way that Villa had been going. Yeah. And playing against teams that are, you could say, are kind of on their level. Mm-hmm. You would think at this moment in time they're kind of...
They should be better than Forest.
Sort of teams. And Forest are not near that whatsoever.
Funny thing about the game, as soon as it started, I was like, Forest are up for this. And I immediately thought, our predictions are so
dead
off.
In the water.
Yeah, they were done. As soon as Elanga scored, not Elanga, who's their defender? Is it Olaina?
Olaina, yeah.
Olaina scored that goal.
Screamer, yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's it. They're gonna keep this, because Villa they didn't offer nothing.
The bookies knew something that day, man. I was saying it to you on the Sunday.
They knew innit?
Villa were nearly evens. And I'm like...
form, how?
You're looking at Villa's record in this season. You look at Forest's record, you're just like, evens? This doesn't make sense. This is almost too good to be true. Lo and behold, it was.
They didn't even score.
They didn't even score. A team that's beating Brighton 6-1, scoring 4 against West Ham, they can't even score against Forest.
Mate.
Yeah. Very strange game. Fair play, Forest. Again, they're another one of these teams that their home performances are very good.
Yes.
They do pick up points at home.
Yeah.
And again, just from the early season, how it's going, 13 points from 11 games. They're safe. They're going to be safe, in my opinion.
They should
just
be,
because of
their home
the other teams.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot worse teams than Forest.
That's my
definitely.
opinion. There's a lot worse teams than Forest.
Definitely.
And their team looks decent, actually. I mean, they've signed like 30 players in the past like 2 years or something.
Mm-hmm.
2 windows.
No, that game they clicked.
It works out.
That game they clicked. Brennan, not Brennan. Who's the guy on the wing?
I like Alanga.
Who's the guy putting in balls? Decent geezer. On the wing.
Mangala's decent holding midfield.
I do like Mangala.
Who's on the wing?
Who was on the wing? Yeah, someone was on the wing putting in. He just put in a shift, really.
Decent. Morgan Gibbs-White is still there.
Morgan Gibbs-White. Yeah, it could have been there.
Awonyi, the striker.
Awonyi.
They got back former Chelsea player Ola Aina.
Mm-hmm.
They've got some decent players there that have like been at good clubs, been around the world a bit. Like I think Ola Aina was at Torino playing in Italy not too long ago. And
they've brought on that geezer who I love because he's so good at defending to close the game out. Their centre midfielder Yates. Yeah. Mate, he's brilliant at defending. When they brought him on, that's it. Shut up shop.
You need to sign Yates.
Shut up shop. Get him and Declan Rice in that middle, and I'll be buzzing. Geezer is so good at seeing where the ball goes and sweeps up. And you saw him when he came on. That was a 2-0, mate. Yeah. Done. They ain't scoring. They didn't look like scoring.
Yeah, fair play to Forest, man. Honestly, if they just keep chipping away, these type of results, they'll be fine by like January because of the way that the other teams are going. In my opinion,
the same thing you say about the teams below them. There's teams staying up that are worse than them. So they're staying up.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, they're 13th. There's 5 teams.
Fulham,
4 teams.
Wolves. All these teams are going to finish below Forest, in my opinion.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think it's going to stay that way. Wolves. They're always.
I think at least 4 teams. So at least you're Luton, Bournemouth, Burnley, and Sheffield United. Yeah. I think them 4 will definitely finish below Forest. So again, they're easily safe, in my opinion.
I think so.
But again, fair play to Forest. Shout out all the Nottingham Forest fans. I'm sure you lot are enjoying your second season in the Prem. Even more than first.
Yeah. Get more money as well and get better players in there and make it even better.
The team, you still keep the same manager, which I think is key. Yeah. And slowly that squad to that 30 player team that you bought in like 1 or 2 windows is kind of like coming together now. Which, takes time. Obviously, you get a lot of players from Brazil, a lot of players from other countries. It takes time to.
It helped that they stayed up last year.
100%.
Massive help.
Because it would have gone pear shaped. So many players to get rid of.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. Well,
I'm glad they stayed up. The project looking good. Looking good.
Keep going, Forest. Keep going. Moving on. The last game of the weekend, but obviously we had a Monday fixture.
Yes.
So Sunday's 4:30 kickoff was Luton at home against Liverpool.
Mate, we gave them no chance.
No, well, remember, I was watching back the video and I nearly got it bang on because I was saying, I remember I literally said, this gives me last season Nottingham Forest vibes. Where we're playing Nottingham Forest at home, it's like they should be given no chance, they're a newly promoted team, but they're going to win 1-0. And lo and behold, it took till the 95th minute for that to not be the case.
Yeah,
I was just like, what am I watching here? And Jesus Christ, Darwin Núñez.
Oh, mate, I told you, he's horrible.
Darwin, he can't start. Klopp, he can't start. I don't know what's wrong with the kid. He'll be the sub the game before, come on, make a difference, sometimes even win the game, and you're like, all right, confidence build up. You start the game. Let's see how you get on. Terrible Darwin Núñez.
I'm telling you,
him and Jackson are like yin and yang. It's like the same person.
Bro,
they're just so frustrating. But honestly, like the amount of times he gets in good positions is what makes me still feel like you know what, I'm not that mad. I am mad, but I'm not that mad because you've got in that position. Not a lot of people are reading situations how he reads them to end up in the positions that he's in. But the open goal, I'm just like, geez, is he paid to not score that? Because the way that his body opens up, you're never scoring. Anyone that's ever played football knows the way that the ball is bouncing, the height of it. If you go inside foot like that and put any power on it, it's going over. There's no way you're scoring. Literally no way you're scoring. You need to be coming down on it like that. Try and volley, put your whole body like this way to the ball, making sure that you keep the ball down. Honestly, I'm just watching it.
Anything you could have done with him.
And it was terrible from Salah because he should have got a header on target anyway. He's missed it completely.
Horrible.
and he's probably tried to make out that it was a pass anyway. And then Nunes had just compounded that with one of the worst misses of the season.
Nah, it's horrible.
But that's him. That is so Nunes, just to a T. And he's so frustrating and brilliant, all in like the same move.
I just don't rate him, man.
Amazing and horrible.
I can't.
In the same phase of play.
Yeah, I just can't understand. I can't understand why he started that player.
Honestly.
He's just so like erratic. He's so in a spot, yeah, where like you're the striker. You have to be the most composed, innit? Yeah. As a midfielder, you can kind of let it go a little bit because you've got a bit of space before stuff happens, innit? You can do a little niggly challenge, then get back. As a defender, composed. Middle of the pitch, you can do dumb shit, innit? But when you're a striker, you have to be composed. And this geezer is the most uncomposed geezer of all time.
It's like he's
horrible.
He has one power or nothing.
That's it.
It's 100%.
Just smashes it.
Or it's nothing.
I can't, man. Yeah, because some of his shots are like daisy cutters,
mate.
And then some of them are like Ronaldinho top corner.
He's hitting, smashing them. You're thinking, Jesus, where did that come from?
What was the line you said? He misses with so much conviction.
Oh, he misses brilliantly. He's one of the best misses of football of all time, I would say, because he misses with such quality.
No, you can't put it quality.
Not quality,
it's not quality, man.
He misses with such conviction. That's what it is.
Yeah, it is. It's conviction.
Like, boom. I know this is going over. Boom, over the crossbar. It's like he knows what he's doing. And then other times he's like, boom, top bins, crossbar.
He's different.
The guy just confuses me.
Keep him at Liverpool for the comical fact. I think that's your type of striker, though.
He's a Liverpool striker through and through. He's only 22 years of age.
Yeah,
I'm just like, this kid. He can get better.
100%,
without a doubt.
100%.
He just needs to not get his confidence knocked too much. Obviously, we're not helping. He's not going to listen to us anyway.
He's not. Even if we do, he doesn't care about us.
Exactly, yeah. But I don't feel like his confidence is getting knocked, to be honest. And that Luton game showed it. And he was happy just to take shots, which sometimes in these games, like you need people that are going to do something different and a bit unexpected.
Yeah.
Which is what our midfield kind of offers a bit now with Szoboszlai and McAllister, even though they were both pretty shocking in that game, to be honest with you. But that's withstanding. I mean, we should be battering Luton. It is what it is. I said I had Nottingham Forest vibes from last year.
Yeah,
because the home game.
Yeah.
It basically happened. But we both still said, I said 3-0, you said 4-0.
Yeah.
And yeah, we couldn't be more wrong about how that game went. To be, I mean, well, if not Nunes scored any of his chances, mate, we would have been. We would have been so wrong because it would have been 6 or 7.
Yeah, but
he had
fair play.
About 8 shots, I think, in that game.
Yeah, he's
like more than Brighton with 80% possession.
Jeez. And he'll score a hat-trick against us, but he can't score against Luton Town.
Mate, weirdest geezer, man. Honestly,
But fair play to Luton.
Yeah, 100%.
They've done brilliant. I was seeing bits of that game, and they were doing very good at the back.
Yeah.
And when they needed, we said it. When like certain teams, like you can't really say it's about City. Well, you can sometimes, but like Tottenham Hotspur, yeah. When they go direct, these lot go direct, and every pass is on the money.
Yeah.
And it's 1, 2, 3 goal purpose.
With purpose.
And that's exactly how Luton scored.
That you're making the geezer go forward. When you play into people's feet, they have to take a touch, or something. They can't really go. They're not running onto it and carrying on that attacking mindset. You play it to people's feet, it's like, oh, it can slow the game down a bit, okay, maybe I'll turn back. But you play it into space for people and basically tell them, run onto that ball.
That's it. And that's how the geezer scored.
Exactly.
Stuck his leg out against one of the best keepers in the world.
Into space, run onto it. Into space across the goal.
Yeah. And to have Alisson bearing down on you and you just coolly slide and make sure you get there is.
And of course, it was an ex-Man United player.
Oh, it's brilliant.
You couldn't really make it up, could you?
Nah, it's brilliant, mate. But yeah, they do you know what? They deserve 3 points in it. I'm going to come out and say 100%. That performance, they deserve 3 points at home.
Even though we had about 1 million shots, we should have scored loads. That is withstanding that Luton played very well. They defended what they could well. I mean, Nunes is just chaos against every team, so it doesn't really matter. But they did take their chance. Yes. They had a couple, which I would say, which again is why they're at the level that they are. They had a couple of chances where they should have done a lot better, and they could have had 1 or 2 more. Again, Alisson's there; he's top class, so he kind of closed down space a lot more than some other goalkeepers would. But they took that one chance because it was still 0-0 at that point in the game. Yeah. They got away with not taking their chances, and us not scoring as well.
Yeah, exactly.
They've gone up, I think it was like the 85th, 86th minute, something like that.
It's late, man.
And got their goal, took their chance, which you need to do.
Yeah, and then you just came back. Yeah, so he got up well, to be fair to him.
I think it hits his shoulder or something. It was more...
we'll take him on.
Shout out to Elliot, actually. When Elliot came on, he was the only one that was playing balls with purpose, and actually good balls, because Simicast couldn't beat the first man, or if it was beating every man. He's just like,
Yeah, no. Good point. Great point for Luton.
Good point for Luton. Fair play to Luton. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You're very unlucky not to get the 3 points. And for me, watching it, I was just like, I don't care. I would have preferred that Luton won, to be honest.
You would have given him points.
Yeah, because the point to us in this game doesn't mean anything, really. Like, we should be smashing the team. The point doesn't mean anything. To me, as a fan, in these games, a point doesn't mean anything.
No. I'd rather give them 3 points to try and get Everton down.
So you do your thing, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. But yeah, frustrating game is what it is. It happens, innit?
Yeah, it's football, mate. We told you, football's a weird sport, mate.
Yeah.
We're predicting 3 and 4-0, and we've got nowhere near. Yeah. And we've been watching football for like 20 years, mate, and we haven't got a clue what's going to happen. It's funny.
But yeah, the last game of match day, or game week 11.
Yeah.
Match day 11. Spurs hosted Chelsea.
What an absolute shit show.
Yeah, what a shit show.
What an absolute...
I mean...
Oh my God.
If karma ever was a thing, if people didn't believe, that karma wasn't a thing, that's got to be your evidence.
Oh, mate.
Really? I mean...
Absolutely hilarious.
2 red cards. Both of them players, by the way. Spurs, I've been hearing Spurs fans, they're happy with this, and they're happy, and said if they went down to 5 players, which the game would have got abandoned, first of all, anyway. But if they went down to 5 players... he would have played the same way. Okay, mate. All right, mate. Well done. So you're just willing to get battered, basically. Is that what you're saying? If us or Arsenal or Man City, Brighton, Brentford, some of these Premier League teams, if Tottenham played against us,
oh mate, yeah,
they would have got absolutely destroyed.
It
was schoolboy defending. Schoolboy defending, but against Chelsea schoolboys, to be
against infants.
That's basically who they played against, isn't it? So that's how they got away with it for so long.
That was
like, I'm just watching it thinking, how do you keep being offside? Stay on. It's not hard. They're at the halfway line. They're literally
just stay in your own half and run.
Wait. Ball over the top on the wing. You're in.
Thank you.
Play it across goal, and that's how they were getting their goals in. It's like it took you 30 minutes. When did they score to make it 2-1?
Late, man.
Like 80 minutes or something.
Long.
Like,
took them long.
Mate, what are you lot doing, man?
Took them long. But
Chelsea are a clueless team, man. Terrible
Fair play.
Team.
And you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna 100% say it. They should have had 8 players because Udogie can't go in like that against Sterling, looking to break his leg. And because Sterling was smart enough to move out of the way, and he's not broke his leg. Now it's not a red.
The funniest thing about that is Udogie was one of the ones to get sent off. That's what I'm saying. So.
Oh, he did get sent off, innit? Oh, yeah, he did.
He kicked him again.
He did kick him again.
He got a yellow. He survived. Where again, he did. Both of them players should have got red cards in the first half.
Man.
Yeah. Tottenham fans, listen up. Both of them players should have been sent off in the first 100%. Half. Romero is an absolute idiot. Oh. I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe he's got a betting syndicate as well. Because honestly, sometimes the things that he does is just like, are you stupid? Like, do you just start a game and then forget there's any cameras?
No one watching, innit?
Kicking the ball's gone, way gone. You just kicked Colwell off the ball.
Yeah.
Ages off the ball.
That's a yellow or red because that's unsportsmanlike.
Exactly. You could easily get red card for that for violent conduct or whatever.
Yeah. People have squared up to each other and got red cards.
And what did they say? They said it was more of petulance. It wasn't violence.
They're just making up words now.
It's just a stupid rule that they try to keep the game fair, but they could not avoid giving him the red card that second time.
No, impossible.
Impossible. Because that challenge was horrible, and we was watching it. I said, look at his face. Don't look at where his leg. Look at his face. He's done everything he could to leave one on Enzo Fernandez.
100%.
The ball's gone. You've won it. What have you done? Face scrunched up. Gone over the top of the ball.
It's nuts. And the worst thing is about that.
He's an absolute idiot, man.
Like as a defender, like I'm saying again, you have to be composed.
Yes.
As a defender, you've put yourself in a position to win the ball. You don't have to clatter the geezer. So
and
why have you done it?
You've done it in the penalty area.
You've now been sent off. You've now conceded a pen. What do you think is going to happen in the Premier League? You're going to lose.
Honestly, Romero, I do like Romero for what he gives to the team, but that side of it, he's still so stupid.
Yeah, no, you can't be doing that in the Premier League.
I would never want him at my club, because if he was doing that in big games like that, mate, I'd be protesting to get that kid out.
Like when you're comparing,
you can't be doing them things in big games like that. You cannot.
You're comparing that Udogie challenge and that Romero challenge to the Curtis Jones challenge that received the same punishment.
No.
This is why I don't like speaking about VAR, because there's no consistency, not only in VAR but not in refs. The same geezer who will send off someone the week before for 2 yellows, for me tapping you like that twice, won't send off a geezer who's 2 foot tried to smash someone.
Yeah, it's on camera. He's gone in like 2 foot in the air. I'm just like, okay.
All we can speak about is what happens on the pitch, innit? But the referees
sometimes it's intense.
It is.
You don't even have to foul, actually hurt someone to get a red card. It's the intent.
It's not making sense.
He's gone in 2-footed, flying. What happened? Is that not intent? I don't.
Yeah,
the consistency is just all over the shop. It showed in this game, but Spurs, I mean, you deserve that, to be honest, because you've been getting a bit too high.
Yeah, big for your boots, mate.
Big for your boots.
That's what you've been getting, mate.
On your high horse, whatever you want to say. And you've lost Van der Ven from injury, hamstring, at least a month. Yeah. If you're lucky. Maddison, who knows? I think, to be honest, the way that game was looking with Maddison, he kind of looked like he bottled it a bit.
He didn't want
That's the way I felt. I don't know. He could have a bad injury. It's just the way I felt. He bottled the game a bit. He didn't want to do the running because they were down to 10 men. Mm-hmm. You've lost Romero for 3 games because it's a straight red. You've lost Udogie for 1 game. It should have been 3 as well. Yeah. So you've lost 3 of your back 4. Yeah. Which.
And they're the only back 4 they've got in it. There ain't no one bringing in that.
They brought on Emerson Royale to play centre half with Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer, mate. Bring Eric Dyer back. He played well.
Eric Dyer was very unlucky.
Then he scored, mate.
He was very unlucky.
Well, he did score.
Very unlucky. Great finish.
How many disallowed goals in that game, by the way?
Yeah, 5, I think it was.
5 goals, mate.
I mean, they were offside. It is what it is. Yeah. But yeah, crazy game. But Spurs, you've been getting a bit too big for your boots. Yeah. I'm sure we were saying that this type of thing would happen. I didn't think it would be this early. No. And all in one night, you've managed to lose like 4 or 5 key players.
Big players.
And they've got some hard fixtures coming up in the next few weeks. So we could quickly see Spurs drop out of the top 4 even.
Oh, the thing is, I looked at the fixture list at the start of the season, and Spurs, for me, should be in the top 4 all the way up until the last 10 games. Because their running is long. And I was never worried about these lot because they can't deal with a running. They've never had to deal with it before. They had it against Leicester. They bottled it and we finished above them. They've never had to deal with a running and they ain't going to do it now.
And you know what? It is Spursy. Player-wise as well.
Spursy.
Absolute idiot. Yeah. Get a red card, give away a penalty. So double whammy. You've got a man sent off and they're probably going to score the penalty. Yeah. And then Udogie knows he's on a yellow. What do? The ball gets nicked away from you, you slide in. It's such a Spursy attitude and Spursy thing to do of we need to be clever here. We need to be as clever as 10 men. I still, honestly, watching the game,
10 men they could have beat them. 10 men they could have won. 100%. They were going up the other end.
Yeah, I fancied them, honestly. And then Udogie does that and the game's dead. That's it. You've just killed the whole game. And then, you nearly actually got away with it again. Yes. With Son. Dyer was unlucky. But you only got away with it because Chelsea are horrible. They're a terrible outfit. I don't care what anyone says. There's no togetherness. Yeah. They don't know what each other's good at. And I think they figured it out in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Geez, when Jackson scored, I literally watched Sterling and he goes, wait! Wait, bro. You're going to score loads. Just wait, bro. Just wait for the ball.
Mate, one player over the top.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not hard. They were making it seem so difficult and having to pass. We have to pass around these man. Geez, there's 4 and 4.
That's it.
And the goalkeeper
against your 10 out on the field.
The amount of space that they had on the wings was criminal. It was they were just all 4 of them were in there, and all this space here was just waiting. All this space behind them was just waiting to be exploited.
And listen. 9 men, Can I just say this before any of you Chelsea fans get excited by this stupid £50 million player for Man City, Geezer was playing against 9 men and did nish. Cole Palmer was horrible. Yeah. You should be that player that's picking up that ball in midfield and saying, oh, there's way less defenders for me to beat. Let me run through and play someone in. Not once.
I will say, funnily enough, he played so much better with 11 men on the pitch.
He did.
Do you remember in the first half?
Yeah, he was playing good.
He was the only one from Chelsea.
Yeah.
He went and picked up the ball.
Yeah, and then played it about. Yeah.
Carrick went forward. He
Getting
was
fouls.
decent in the first. I have to give him his props because
not against 9 men though.
But not. Yeah, it was strange. It was like they all just didn't know what to do. It's like,
it was
oh my
mad.
Wait, they've got 2 less players than us.
Yeah.
How
It's just in their own heads.
Like, bro, come on, man. Like, you do all this tactical analysis and awareness and situational.
It's not looking like they're doing it. Because you can't not, but you can't. They've won the game, innit? But if Spurs had anything about them and Udogie wasn't being an idiot, then they could have stayed in the game.
Yeah, if they had 10 men, I'm 100% sure Chelsea wouldn't have won that game. I'm not saying Spurs would have won.
Would have been a draw.
Exactly. But Udogi's, he's got that moment of idiocy in him. Romero's got it in him every game. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he likes like a holiday or something. I don't know what's wrong with some of these footballers sometimes. Do they just want a little month off? Because you get 3 games banned. You have to go to training. You don't have to go to games. You probably don't have to travel.
I don't know.
If you don't want to. It's like, I don't know. They're just weird, man. I don't get it. Maybe it's someone's birthday. Like Neymar used to get injured around
sister's
this time
birthday.
of the year.
Yuki Geezer.
Weird guy, man.
But no, like you say, man, it's so Spursy, innit?
Yeah,
it's just Spursy.
And unfortunately, it's even more Spursy that they've got injuries as well.
Yeah.
So if them 4 players are not, well, 2 of them definitely ain't. No, 3 of them definitely ain't.
Yeah.
Van der Ven, Romero and Udogie, they're definitely
Maddison might come back, innit?
Maddison might come back.
But that's their whole defence.
If his toenail is alright.
Yeah.
Or if his fingernail is alright.
Exactly.
Yeah. Who knows what
he was moving very soft there.
And again, I apologise, Maddison, if there is something seriously wrong with you. But it just looked like you didn't fancy it that day.
No, I don't. Because you bottled every challenge in that game. And you pulled out of it. So if you got injured by you pulling out...
If he was on that pitch, even with 9 men, I still think... No, I don't think
he would have been better.
Yeah, because he would have been one of the only players that
playing a ball over
played a forward pass or something. True. Like he had Højbjerg and fucking Bentancur was the one that was actually trying to do stuff. Mm-hmm. Bentancur's like a holding midfielder, man.
Højbjerg can't even play a forward pass.
Just forget about that guy. But yeah,
that's horrible. But that rounds it off, mate.
That is, yes. Not great for us this week. Shall we run through quickly what
the points are? We'll count them up. Go on, mate. Yeah. First game, go.
So first game, I said draw, you said win.
I got a point. You got none.
Second game, Brentford West Ham. We both said Brentford win. No correct score for us, but we both get a point.
Yeah.
So 2-1.
Yeah.
Burnley Palace, you said draw. I said 2-1 Palace. So again, no correct score, but I get the win.
2-2 now.
Everton Brighton.
Completely wrong.
0.
Completely
City
wrong.
Bournemouth, we both got a point.
Both on 3.
Sheffield United Wolves,
both wrong.
0.
Yeah.
Newcastle Arsenal, both 0.
Yeah.
Forest Villa, both 0. Luton Liverpool, both 0. And Spurs and Chelsea, both 0.
3 points, mate. Horrible run for us this
Jesus
week.
Christ.
Horrible run.
Yeah, not even a correct score in sight.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But that rounds it up. Thank you for watching as always, wherever you're watching from in the world. Hope you're all staying safe. And we will be back to preview Game Week 12.
And hopefully get a bit better.
Oh, we need to. We've had some good weeks actually recently, and then 7 points out of 10 last week. And then we've turned it around and got 3. So we're a bit like, we could be like the Brighton or the Everton.
Yeah, mate, that's us. That's pretty much us.
Good 1 week, horrible next week. So let's hope next week is good.
Let's hope next week's better, mate.
Again, thank you for watching. See you soon. Take care.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure hosting you. Have a great rest of your day and see you all again soon.